you want to run a marathon. How absolutely exciting is that? Oh my goodness, I remember the first marathon I ran. I was so scared. I was so nervous. But I was determined that I was going to run London. London was my first marathon, and I will never, ever forget it. I ran it to prove them all wrong. So if you have a dream and a desire to run a marathon, I'm going to give you some tips tonight as to how to get going, because you might not be a runner. You might be what we call a couchie, in which case, my first piece of advice for you is to start running now. The sooner you start running, the sooner you get out there and experience the joys of running and learn to feel what it's like, the sooner you can get trained and prepared for your marathon. Now, the first couple of times that you go out running, oh my God, it can be so tough. You can feel that your lungs are burning, your heart is about to explode, and your legs just feel like, well, treacle, or I don't know, you're wading through treacle. It can feel so tough. So my advice is to persevere, drop your pace, and to just keep going. Just get out there and to start building up your running confidence. So if you've got a desire that you want to run a marathon, and maybe you want to run London next spring, or maybe it's another race that you've got planned next spring that you want to enter, what you need to be doing right now is, obviously getting out and starting your running journey. But what I advise you to do, the first thing that I advise you to do, is to find yourself the Couch to 5K training app. Okay, now there are loads. If you Google it, you'll find loads and loads of versions of this, and it is a great training program for newbie runners to get you running a 5K in round about 8 to 10 weeks. And if you've got your eye on a marathon, that's really, if you're not a runner and you've not done much exercise before, that's really where you should start from the beginning. Now, the Couch to 5K program is brilliant, and what you will probably find is some weeks, oh my goodness, you're beginning to struggle. Okay, now what if you are beginning to struggle when you're doing a program like that? What I suggest you do is to repeat a week. There is no harm in going back a week and then building yourself up gradually. And in fact, I'd rather you did that, because when you're new to running, what you are going to be finding is you'll be using all sorts of muscles that have never been used before. I mean, it's not just the big muscles that kind of power through your running. It's very often the smaller muscles that we just forget about. Those are the ones that really start screaming further down the line. So if you can start yourself off gradually, and don't be afraid of going back a couple of weeks in your Couch to 5K program, just to make sure that you're building your body up gradually, gradually getting fitter, gradually getting the stamina that you are going to be needing, because you are going to be an athlete at the end of this. Okay, so we've got you on Couch to 5K. What do I suggest you do? So Couch to 5K takes around about 8 to 10 weeks to complete. Then what I recommend you do is then start building it up to around about a 10K. And if you've got a marathon planned for next spring, you've probably got some time this autumn to enter a half. Oh my God, your first race. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So what you can do is, first of all, you get involved with the Couch to 5K. Let's get you training, get you running, get you up to a 5K distance, then build it up gradually to 10K, and then look to see if you can enter a half sometime this autumn. If you can do that, then come winter, come Christmas time, when you start to think about your marathon training, you are going to be in such good stead. Your body is going to be loving your running. You are going to be feeling mentally that you are ready, feeling strong. You are ready to get going with marathon training. So what other tips have I got for you if you are a non-runner who wants to run a marathon next spring? Well, first piece of advice is build up slowly. So that's why I'm suggesting that you start off with the Couch to 5K app. You might be a footballer, you might be a gym bunny, but if your body is not used to running, you have to build up slowly, because you've got to start getting all of your muscles, all of your body used to the running action, and your body used to all of those little muscles in your body used to stabilizing you and supporting you through your running action. You also need to start building up your cardiovascular system. That's the heart and lungs that feels like it's going to explode every time you go out running because it's so hard. And over time, it'll become a lot easier, and it won't feel like you're just going to keel over every time you put your trainers on. So build up slowly is my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is to respect rest days. Now, if you are reasonably fit and you just want to crack on and you're finding it, oh my goodness, Helen, it's just so easy, surely I can do 3 of these workouts in a day. Let's just not get ahead of ourselves. Rest days are really, really important, especially when you're just starting out. And I've seen so many people get so keen on running as newbie runners that they refuse to take rest days, and they get all excited. There's a whole thing about run every day. And after a while they go, oh, I can do run every day. And then they stop because they're injured. I don't want you to get injured, especially if you've got the objective that you want to run a marathon. And the way to help avoid injury, there's a couple of ways, but the first way is don't do too much too soon. It's rest days are really, really important days. They are the sessions. Think of them as active recovery. It's when your body makes all the adaptations to your body. It's when your body recovers from all the running exertions that you've got. It's when it repairs and helps to build you strong. So rest and recovery is really, really important. And don't be a nincompoop like I've been in the past and think, oh yeah, I can just push on through. I'm fit enough. I don't need rest. Rest is for wimps. No, take rest. Listen to my advice. You don't want to be having to pull out of your marathon because you've got injured because you didn't listen to me. Okay, third big tip for you for newbie runners is to run with good form. Now, I see far too many people out and about running and they're kind of like this. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. What you need to be thinking, and running with bad form, running hunched over, like a lot of people walk these days, is actually going to put stress and strain on all sorts of parts of your body that are not good. And that is another cause of injury. So what we need to be doing when we're starting running is actually running tall. So think as if you've got a string pulling you out up your head. So you want to be running tall with good posture, rather like you should be walking with good posture, not like that. So think about running with good posture. Think about running tall. And, we need to start your habits off right from the beginning. And that will mean that you're going to be less prone to injury further down the line. And I know at the moment you're thinking, I'm not going to get injured. No. Injuries happen to other people. But there's surprisingly the number of people who train to run marathons and get really, really keen about running in their first year that do far too much, don't listen to this sort of advice, and they get injured. So it does happen, and I don't want it to happen to you. So I hope that's been really, really useful. If you are daunted by the prospect of running a marathon, but it's your life goal, your life dream, and you've just got to do it to prove them wrong, take a look at my Cheesecake Runner blog. In there, I have got loads and loads of interviews that I have done for people who have run London this year and last year, and most of them were first-time marathoners. There's some amazing inspirational stories in those blogs. A lot of them went really from couch to marathon in less than a year. And you'll read about who got injured because they did too much too soon. But it is possible. You can go from couch to marathon in a year and have an absolutely fabulous, fabulous day. Second point is marathon training is really quite complex. There's more to it than running. download my ultimate guide to marathon training. I think that's what it's called. The link is in the comments below. And finally, come join London Marathon Training and Support Facebook group. It is my awesome Facebook group, which is full of first and next time marathoners who will help and guide and get you prepared to run your marathon next spring. So I hope you found those tips useful. If you've got friends who are planning to run London or another marathon next spring, like this video and share it with them. Don't keep all the good advice to yourself. And I hope to see you in our Facebook group very, very soon. See you soon. Bye.